Alright, during this video, what you're gonna learn is why we as humans are so freaking emotional. After this video, what you're going to be able to do is turn down the volume knob on those emotions when they're starting to overtake your entire day. Let's get started and let's understand these emotions. Okay, the first thing we need to learn about emotions are, yes, it's an emotional response, but why? It's because our limbic system is trying to protect our sense of self. It's just responsible, literally, for regulating our emotions. But here's the thing about the limbic system. It has to protect something. So what is that something? It's our sense of self. And think of our sense of self as maybe our ego, or we'll label it here as a self map. So what you put on your self map is what makes up what the limbic system is protecting. So think of it this way. If you have your family on your self map, your job, your siblings, your hobbies, maybe if you have kids or whatever it might be, all of these things go on your self map. And what's happening here is when we have an emotional response, the limbic system is telling us this. Something is a threat to that sense of self. Now, why is this so important? Because this is literally what the emotions are. Just by recognizing that what's happening is your limbic system is starting to step into overdrive and do its job is the first step to starting to turn down that volume knob. Now, we want to hope that these volumes will go down to zero, but that's just not the way it works. So what are some things we can do here? First thing is, one, recognize the limbic system is just doing its job. It's protecting something on your self map or your sense of self. Next, the thing you have to remember is this. It's essentially a Broadway show. Look at your emotions as if it is you paid a ticket for it, you went and you watched it. And when you sit back, you become the observer of the emotion. You start to realize it is just that. It's an emotion. If you want to learn more in detail about the self map, the limbic system, and how it affects us, I would recommend checking out Sean Webb's books, Mind Happiness 1 and 2, and also the Human Mind's Owner's Manual. When you start recognizing and asking the questions, why does this affect my sense of self? Your emotional knob is starting to slowly come down because you're no longer in the Broadway show, you're watching the Broadway show. Sometimes when we are stuck in our emotional reactions, that impacts not just our entire day, but for most of us, our entire lives. Most of us get stuck in these reaction patterns that when we are having emotional responses, we're not choosing how we want to respond. We are simply just a victim to the emotional reactions. So what do? One of the first things we do is we recognize and label what emotion are we feeling. So if it's anger, we recognize anger, but we just don't stop at recognizing it's the emotion of anger. I'm going to ask you to take it one step further. Where are you feeling the anger in your body? What we're trying to do is get out of the mind, back into the body, and have them start communicating to each other. This is going to help us sit back in meta-awareness, understanding the whole scan, the whole system, instead of just how is it affecting my sense of self. Now, once you label the emotion, good, great, grand, wonderful. What do you do after that? I like to call this the why game. This is impacting my sense of self. Why? This is making me feel scared. Why? This is making me feel angry. Why? When you start playing the why game, often referred to as shadow work in some communities, you start recognizing the root of the emotion. All during this time, you are in that state of meta-awareness. You are the observer of all of this. Now, you might be thinking, how am I supposed to think when I'm experiencing all of these emotions? How am I supposed to tap in with all of this stuff? That's the point. Is once you start disrupting the pattern, disrupting that emotion, the thoughts that are attached to the visceral reaction, you are going to start experiencing different emotions. Remember, what we're trying to do is simply break patterns, and understand the why we are feeling these emotions. After you've recognized all this, not only have you become an emotional regulation wizard, a mind mastery champion, you've also set yourself up for success in the future to respond emotionally instead of react emotionally. Because with anything, you need to practice. Your mental health is going to skyrocket because you're no longer a victim to the Broadway show of your emotions. Now, the only thing I ask is maybe hit that subscribe button if you learned something from this video, if you felt heard or seen, and throw that thumbs up. And if you're looking for more on maybe anxiety or mental health, I'm going to leave a video right here for you that's going to tackle exactly that. I'll catch you on the next video. Peace.